Say it with me, Dr. Lene Javette. As you know, I just finished my PhD, I just finished my dissertation, and so I am making a comeback full time to my business. And in doing so, I decided that I was going to bring my podcast back. Now, because I've gone through multiple different brand changes in the last 6 months to a year, my podcast is no longer the mogul. What was it called? Live Like Mogul. That's not the podcast anymore. The new name of the podcast is Black Business Gems, GEMS, because it's on brand with my new program, which is the Diamond Collective. And so the Black Business Gems podcast is where we're going to be dropping gems relative to Black owned businesses. And so that is the new podcast. Today, for my first podcast back, I have a dope lady who's going to be talking about going from Black and local to Black and global. She is one of my clients, and so shameless plug. What she does is helps teaches Black owned businesses how to go from their local community touch points to having a global business, because there's a lot of opportunity and money. Somebody say it with me, and money out here in these streets that we are not getting, because a lot of it's just because we don't know. And so I am going to use her knowledge as an opportunity to help all Black owned businesses go from Black and local to Black and global. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we get into that, drop me something in the comments, in the chat. Let me know where you're coming from. Let me know what city you're in. Say hi to me. I haven't been online for a while, so I definitely want to feel the love. Hey, Dennis, how are you? Hey, Max. I definitely want to feel the love, see what's going on with you guys, because I haven't been on for a while. Even that, I'm still trying to get my online go live chops back. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been on here for a minute. So I'm super excited for this conversation. It's my first podcast back. I feel like this was a really good one to do, to come back, and that is to help Black owned businesses go from Black and local to Black and global. So let me bring on our guest for today. This is Mrs., right? Mrs.
Yes.
Melissa Muhammad.
21, almost 22 years.
Okay, 22 years. Okay, let me give some of this, because they be acting like Black love and Black marriages ain't out here. But you are letting us know that Black love is real and Black marriages is real. Okay,
That's right.
In the comments, I need y'all to give Melissa a shout out, a little congratulations. Does not hurt. And also tag somebody, share this live stream. If you are a Black owned business, or if you know somebody who has a Black owned business, share this, because our businesses need to have a further reach. We need to go from Black and local to Black and global. So before we go any further, Melissa, tell people about your business, right? So the name of your business is Black and Global Business Network. What is that exactly?
The hello everyone. So I'm happy to be here talking with Dr. Javette as well, and happy to start out on Black Business Gem. I love the name.
Thank you.
I love the name, and I'm happy to be the first to be on this version of the podcast. So, thank you, everybody. The Black and Global Business Network helps Black-owned businesses to access government resources to sell their products and services around the world. The government spends millions and millions of dollars every year to help American businesses get trillions of dollars in contracts. And unfortunately, we don't get a lot of those resources. So that's what Black and Global is about, helping our businesses to access those resources.
So you said there is millions of dollars out there that's being spent in order to get trillions of dollars.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I want to make sure we use our M's and our T's so that people understand. We're not talking about thousands. We're talking about millions and trillions of dollars for Black entrepreneurs.
Right.
That's going unused because we don't know what's available.
Well, what's happening is that when you travel to other countries and you see American businesses in other parts of the world, it's not a coincidence. It's the American government that's helping those businesses to expand around the world. And any business that you see that's sitting in another country, that's an American business, the government works for you the same way they work for that company. And we're here to show our businesses how the American government can open doors for them around the world as well.
I love it. So Let me ask you this, because I think a lot of times, so before I get to that question, this is called importing and exporting, right? So we know actually it's exporting. So we, as a Black owned business in America, we would be exporting our goods and or service, correct?
Right. To other parts of the world. Yes.
Perfect. So what are some goods and or services that can be exported? Because I think as Black business owners, we don't think that we have anything that somebody else would want outside of America. So we don't even think of exporting as an option for us, because we're like, why or how or can I? So what are some businesses, products, or services that can be exported from Black owned businesses?
This is one of my favorite questions. This is one of my favorite questions because the US is the number one consumer market in the world. And the way you have to leverage your thinking is if it can be sold here, it can be sold anywhere.
Ooh, that's
Because,
a gem. That's a
yeah,
gem.
yeah,
That's a gem right there.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And because businesses come here to make money. And so because you are selling here domestically, you can sell it into other markets. The US government has embassies in over 100 countries around the world. So American businesses are selling products, services. So if it's a tangible product. So what have I seen? Cars, batteries, computers, soft services, tech services. We do a lot of telecommunications, cybersecurity. Professional services is one where people often think, can I sell that service? So we have HR companies that are doing business in China. We have marketing companies that are doing business in Canada. For example, we have a relationship with the Canadian Canadian Black Chamber of Commerce, and one of their requests was a Black greeting card company because they don't have any Black greeting cards. No Black-owned greeting card companies in Canada. So literally, when I tell you if you're selling it here, then you definitely need to look at selling it in other parts of the world as well.
Okay, so if you're in the comments and you did not know that, I need you to put a gem in the comments. You can either write GM or drop a diamond in the comments, because we don't even think about that. Like, I'm literally at a conference right now, and one of the things we're talking about is Black business owners, Black entrepreneurs have to think bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just thinking bigger, it's thinking wider. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
not just your city, your town, your state, your country. We got to think internationally, or as you say, Black and global.
Right. You have to think like that, because one of the key things is that 95% of the market is outside of the US. Not only 95% of the consumer market worldwide is outside of the US. So it's only 5% that's in the US. So if you imagine you have 100 customers and you're only based in the US, then you're only selling to 5 out of 100 customers. That's it.
What's the math on that? So that means you could be selling to, so if 100 is 5%, is that 1,000?
No, it's 5%. So that's 95%. You're leaving 95% of the money on the table.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. But let me say this. You know, in doing this business, building this business, it's a passion for me because I'm an international tax attorney and I've worked in about 50 countries. I've lived on different continents. I've helped large multinationals to expand around the world. And one of the reasons, the main reasons I started Black and Global is because I had buried all of my talent outside of our community. And I never, in over 22 years, saw a Black-owned business come to the government where I worked to help them to expand. And I said, Melissa, why don't you see not one Black business? I decided it's because I was sitting in my good government job, having myself a good time, living as a diplomat around the world. And I was the reason we didn't know. So I took the responsibility on myself. And I said, and I tell people all the time, it's not because we don't have talent. It's simply because we don't know. And so that's the mission that we have, is raising awareness of these resources.
So I just want to go back to that number. What you said was amazing. I want to put this in perspective. whatever business you are currently doing today as a Black-owned business in the United States, you are only doing 5% of business because 95% of business happens outside of the United States.
That's right. That's right.
That is amazing. So let's take somebody like me, right? I'm a business coach, I'm a business strategist. I sell myself, I sell my service. Is that something that I can export to another country?
Most definitely. So here's the issue. So most people want what Americans have because Americans are seen as the leaders in business or dominating in business. So you have success domestically in the US and you package that success and show the results that you have achieved. And when you go to the embassy, like there are a number of offices that we set you up with, and you go to these different offices and you have your package together, they will find the countries for you where you can put your services to use. So yes, as a marketing specialist, branding specialist, a business coach, definitely helping with entrepreneurial development in other parts of the world, that's definitely something you could export.
Oh, I love it. So let me ask this, because this is something else I'm assuming. If you guys have questions, please post them in the chat. I can see the chat. If you have a question, please post in the chat. What is the money? Because people want to know about the money, right? What is the international market revenue that we as Black business owners are missing out on?
Trillions of dollars. And that's no underestimate. No, that's literal. No, that's very literal, because you have to look at the large multinationals that are operating globally. And when you combine those revenues, it's in the trillions of dollars. So I'll give you some examples of things that we're doing. For example, large multinational corporations have contracts in other countries. So it could be Jamaica, Dubai, South Africa, Canada, Mexico, UK. And when they are having these large contracts, the embassy in that country has made a landing pace for them to be able to get those contracts. Well, we're saying to the Department of Commerce that we want our businesses to leverage on those contracts as well. So as opposed to our businesses just creating new opportunities, which you can do, if you are Microsoft and you're operating in South Africa and you have a cybersecurity project, we want Black and global companies to be on that cybersecurity project. If Microsoft has a philanthropic goal and they want to work with entrepreneurs that might be in Johannesburg, then we want Black and global business coaches to work on that project. So that's what we're saying to the different companies, because our tax dollars have already been spent to open those doors. So that's one strategy that we're using. And these companies have DEI requirements, meaning that they have federal contracts. And so on these federal contracts, they have DEI inclusion requirements. And this is something new and innovative from Black and Global, because they've never had a time where companies have gotten credit for international DEI. But what we said to Commerce is our network, first of all, we're almost at 5,000 members, Dr. Lene, which is nuts to me. But we have a lot of talent, right? That was our goal, which is to pool a lot of talent. And so we're saying to them that we want them to open doors. That's one. The second place is you can go directly on your own. Like we have a media company. He started this, I never know the technical part. I'm your girl if you want to move around the globe. I can't do my own domestic tax return. But if you want to operate in other countries, I am your girl. So I rarely know the technical parts. But he has this incredible product that he developed as an app, Young Black Man. He developed as an app. So we opened doors for him in Italy, Portugal, and Spain, right? We're on our 4th contract with him in Italy. Wow. You see? Yeah. And so and this is him going direct to market. This is him, not him going through one of the other multinationals. That's another service that we're doing. That's him selling directly into the country, and we're using Italy as his launching pad to be able to export to Europe. So
there's more than one way to have your business. We think that we have to create a business and it has to blow up and be prosperous here, but there's multiple avenues towards being successful.
Right.
Right. One other thing I want to ask you, then I want to talk about ways that people can actually get this information, right? Because we're doing a very high level,
Right.
how you can take your Black business from Black and local to Black and global.
Right.
And one of the things that I found interesting that we were talking about, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the government, our United States government pays for our businesses to be able to do business with other countries. Is that right? Or was it our government pays other countries to do business with us?
The latter. So what I'm gonna say sounds crazy. I tell everybody that up front. It's going to sound crazy, but the US government will loan money to foreign companies to buy from American businesses. So, for example, the bank is the U.S. Export-Import Bank. Black and Global, we're on their small business committee. So we just did our first trade mission to South America in February of this year. We took companies there. The embassy in Suriname joined us on this mission and on the stage as we presented. And the ambassador joined us for a signing ceremony. So we signed a contract to work with all of the telecom communication corporations throughout the Caribbean. So that means they want to buy directly from Black and Global companies. So in this presentation that we did, this is what the embassy said to the audience. The American government will loan your company's money to buy from Black and Global members. That's what they said. See, I know how to do that. I cannot do a domestic tax return, but how to organize and structure a business to access that resource, that's what I'm determined to do, because and the deals that I do are in the billions of dollars. I don't even do $1 million deals. I did that a very long time ago, but the deals I do are $1 billion deals. So this is why I'm telling you what I know that I do, on a regular basis, and you can have that.
I love it. So tell people how. So this is the thing. When I first talked to you, I was like, Black people need to know how to go global. Like they need to know. We need to know that, one, we are not the stereotype. Black businesses are not raggedy and ghetto. Like we need to know that first, right? A lot of us are first generation Black entrepreneurs and we're learning this stuff. So there's that. Two, without having that knowledge and that business acumen, we don't know all of the opportunities that are available to us. We don't know all the grants that are available to us. We don't know how to export our product. We don't know that what we offer is valuable outside of America. We don't know that, right? And so that's what I love about your business is you're taking Black businesses out of our cities and our towns and giving them further reach, which gives them opportunity for more money, which gives us an opportunity for Black wealth. We can hire employees. We make more money.
That's right.
And that's what it's all about. Like, that's why I became an entrepreneur. So you have a 5-day challenge coming up where you're actually going to be teaching Black-owned businesses how to go from Black and local to Black and global. Can you talk about it? Can you tell us when it is? For those of you that are interested, the QR code is here, and then the domain is down at the bottom. But the QR code is there. I believe you can take a picture of it with your phone, or the domain is at the bottom. But can you tell me what that's about and what you're going to be going over?
Sure. So I'm very excited. This is my very first time doing a 5-day challenge, and I'm so happy to have Dr. Lene as my wing woman or strong woman, because I tell people all the time, I know what I don't know. I know what I know, but I know what I don't know. So, but I'm very excited for the opportunity to teach and to share how businesses can access these resources. The challenge is going to be on June 26th, which starts on Monday, and we want as many of our businesses to sign up. It's going to be 12:30 Monday through Friday, and each day I'm going to be going over some details about how you can access these resources. And let me say this, please don't count yourself out. Because when I tell you that businesses around the world are looking for us, if you think that we are popular in terms of music, that's only the tip of the iceberg. When we applied to go, I'm very transparent about being focused on Black businesses, not people of color, not everybody that's underserved. We focus on Black people. And so we went to different places in the world and said, we're looking for people who want to do business with us. In Europe, we got 220 requests to meet with us that wants to do business with Black American businesses. In Canada, when we met with the teams in Canada, they said, listen, you all as our brothers and sisters to the South, this is how they see us. You all set the pace for us, and we want to do business with you. You all are ahead of us, and we're looking to you to partner. And then when you look at in the Caribbean, they said the exact same thing. Europe is the same thing. Asia is the same thing. So when I tell you that people around the world are looking to do business with us, on the continent of Africa, are you kidding me? I mean, and what we're going to do in the challenge is tell you about the resources that are available. Because Dr. Lene, listen to me. If you want to go sell your services in any part of the world, the U.S. government will go and find you 5 potential buyers of your service. They'll find you 5. You can meet with all 5 of them virtually online, or you can hop on a plane and head to the country of your choice to meet with them. They will, you know how much that cost you? A whopping $950 US.
That's it?
950.00. And we teach you about grants where they will reimburse up to 75% of that. You need a translator? Done. You need your website redone? The government will give you money for that. These are the things that I'm going to be talking about in the challenge next week, that it's just, it's pivotal for our people to know. If there's a recession coming, the domestic market is changing, why stay within the 4 corners of the U.S. where you're tolerated, when there's an entire world out there looking to celebrate your products and services?
I love how you said that. There's an entire world out there wanting to celebrate our products. Here's the other thing. 2 things. One is America tries to a couple of things. I'm all over the place right now. America tries to scare us into thinking that there's nothing better than us here, than what's happening here. And that's not true. The rest of the world loves Black people, right? There's that.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the narrative that Africans or the continent doesn't like African Americans, right? And so it keeps us from having that connection. It keeps us from wanting to go and see the continent, do business with the continent. But there's a whole world of opportunity for us as Black entrepreneurs and business owners outside of our 4 walls, outside of our small network, outside of our community. We just have to be brave enough, bold enough, think big enough to say what I have, the world needs. What I offer, the world needs. What I do shouldn't be contained to my little community, to my little neighborhood, to where I'm at. Like, we are movers and shakers and innovators and leaders. Everybody want to be us. Everybody want to be like us. And so we have to take that talent and skill and our innovative ideologies and our businesses across the world.
This is so true. And what's the difference between you and Facebook? What's the difference between you and Netflix? What's the difference between you and Airbnb, PwC? What's the difference? The difference is they tapped into a system that is set up in order to expand them. And I tell people all the time, the craziest thing I've ever seen exported, now listen to me, is a lady.
Wait. Did you say a lady?
What? Yeah, a lady. I'm about to tell you what she did. You can't get upset with her, though, because she accessed the system. This is why I don't want to hear from anybody that you can't export. Okay. She created online karate classes, a video camera of her doing, karate classes, right? She did her series of karate classes. She went to the Department of Commerce in her area that I'm going to teach you about. and told them she wants to sell her online karate classes in other parts of the world. And they exported her online karate classes to different parts of the
Are you
world.
serious?
Yes, I'm very serious. I'm very serious. If you have a training that you want to do, like, for example, when you talk about universities like in Jamaica, and so we export anywhere in the world, actually 195 countries, because there's some countries that the government doesn't do. And you don't have to go through the government, let me be clear, but you pay your tax dollars for people to sit on the ground in these countries to go and get you contracts. And if I'm going to pay my tax dollars, I want you to go and get me contracts.
That's right.
But this is what we've run into. We have universities in other parts of the world. They want to connect with Black professors in America. So they're a university in the West Indies, a university that may be a different part of the world. And they're looking for Black professionals to come in and teach their people because they want the knowledge transfer from our community. And you know what they said to me, Dr. Lene? They said, we know that you don't have a colonial mindset.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is what they said. And I said, you're right about that. Because we're not coming to rob anybody. We're coming with the spirit of service. And this is why we only want to export people who are willing to dig in, because we're pioneering in what we're doing. And it's never been done before. So if you're looking for quick and easy, we're not a good fit for you. But if you're looking for lucrative, and I'm telling you, when I'm saying I do business deals that are billions of dollars every single day. So I'm telling you clearly what I see. And you have a long-term strategy for how you want to build your name, your brand around the world. That you are just as smart, just as talented, just as outgoing, just as ambitious as anybody that is going to these places anywhere else in the world. Like, I get so excited. I know I have to calm down.
But you don't got to calm down here. This is Black Business Gems. We want to be dropping gems on the Black people, on the Black businesses, because it's our time.
Yes,
it's our season. We can't be held down no more. We can't think little. We can't think just in our backyard. Like, there's too much opportunity. If you're not seeing the results you want in your neighborhood, in your town, in your state, then you need to go from Black and local to Black and global. Go someplace where somebody else is going to appreciate your dollar, appreciate your business. You know what? This is a little bit off topic, but I got to ask the question. Because I know somebody want to know it. So you know how in the United States, you know, some people, not me and not anybody who's on this live, but some people like to, nickel and dime and negotiate with Black businesses. You know what I'm saying? Try to undercut us, try to pay us less, try to play us to the left, try to act like our ice water ain't as cool as everybody else's. Do they do that internationally?
No, you set your price point, and you better be very clear about what your price point is, but you under promise and you over deliver. And so you go in and be clear about what your value is. So the person that works with you will help you from the government to set your price point, to know what your competitors are doing, to help you with your research. And you have to factor in currency conversions and the differences in the currency values. All of that has to be factored in. But just know, have the avatar mindset. If one person can do it, I can do it too. That's the mindset to have. And don't let anybody tell you what you can't do, what you can't, who you can't be, what you can't have. This is your time. If you're smart enough and talented enough to build a business, then don't let anybody stand in your way. You know, Dr. Lene, I call myself a chicken entrepreneur because I am a recovering paycheck-aholic.
I like that. She said a recovering paycheck-aholic. I like to get my monies. That's what she said. I like to get my money.
I'm recovering. But I'm telling you, when it has really scared me, honestly, the response that we've gotten, because our first year, 2021, we had a summit and we had 1,100 people from 58 countries. We weren't even incorporated. Do you know, like, for example, in the Caribbean, it's called similar to the United Nations, but it's called CARICOM, and it's a collection of all the different Caribbean countries. Do you know that at our summit that their Secretary General spoke at our summit. I said, wait a minute, this little old me. Do you know that Mr. Stedman Graham spoke? Yeah, he spoke at our
Oprah
summit. I said,
Stedman?
hold up. Yes, Oprah Stedman. I was like, okay, Melissa, how are you? But I said to myself, all I can do is ask. I said, you control the answer, but I control the ask. I control the ask. So I just asked. I reached out to Jay-Z's team. I wanted to know his international team, and they're doing business deals around the world. And his international director of his international program, he spoke at our summit. So that, I mean, it was crazy. It was like, that's the first year. The second year we went, we were at 1,800 people from 63 countries. And listen, this is what I was going to tell you when you say about the people in Africa and wanted to do business with us. Listen to this. As a tax lawyer, international tax lawyer, I travel the world teaching basically, you know, in addition to doing the deals, I teach tax officials how to hit the money and get it before the multinationals move. And I love it. I really enjoy doing that. But I talked with the African Tax Forum, the African Tax Administration Forum. They're a collection of 54 tax administrations in Africa. So they cover the entire continent. When I reached out to them to speak at our conference, which they did, they said, Melissa, we can't believe you reached out for us at this time, because we were trying to figure out how to connect to our brothers and sisters in America, because we need your talent. And she said, because what happens is we don't understand all of these businesses that are coming over from the US, from Europe, but you all understand how they operate, how they're structured. She said, we go to Norway and to Finland to pay people to come and teach us. And we want to come to you all to come and teach us. You see what I'm saying? This is how I'm telling you what I know is available. They said, can we create a database so we can access all of the talent that you all have, so that when we need expertise, we can reach out to you all and pay you all, not ask for in kind, not for free, that they will pay us to come and help them with the businesses that are coming to operate in their country. So the world, what we have as intellectual capital is so valuable. We have to see that, and that the world is waiting for you to bring your skills and talents, to share it and to help other people, and to know that we can build our own world. We don't have to go to somebody else's table. I'm done with that. I'm absolutely done with that.
Listen, the comments said you are the true definition of securing the bag. Okay. let me just drop this again. If you want to know more about taking your business from Black and local to Black and global, you want to participate in the 5-day Global Readiness Export Challenge. The QR code is here. The website is down there, and I'm gonna drop it in the caption just in case you need to take a picture of it on the screen real quick. Let me boom. I'll make sure y'all have everything you need, because I love Black people. I love Black business. I believe that Black economic empowerment is going to come through entrepreneurship. If you don't have a business, get one. If you do have a business, it needs to be global. That's it. That's what it is. Even if you have a day job, even if you keep your regular job, you should still have something that you do on the side that nobody can fire you from, that nobody can lay you off from, that nobody can take your pay from, that you're in charge of your pay. Even if you have your regular job, there should still be a little something in the cookie jar. And you can literally create a business that you do internationally. Like, you don't have to do business here. You could create an international business. At the conference I'm at right now, again, we were talking about we don't think big enough. And I'm at the conference called TSP. Lamar Tyler's on the stage, and he was talking about pulling into a port on a cruise. And he said when he pulled into this port on this cruise dock, there was a big shipping boat. I guess I forget what they call it. What is it called? The ones that they're shipping, not the shipping container, but the shipping, whatever those big boats are that they used to ship. Anyways, there was 30 yachts on this shipping boat thing. And he said
Mm-hmm.
his thought was, a lot of times we think about buying the yacht, when instead
Mm-hmm.
we should be thinking about buying the, it's not called a floater, the shipping. Oh, I can't think of the word. Somebody help me out. There's a word for it. It's like a fleet. But anyways, we should be worried
Mm-hmm.
about buying the mechanism that
Right.
carries the yachts. Because if
Right.
it's carrying 30 yachts, that has to be $1 billion company. Like
Yes.
we're doing this. We're taking the low hanging fruits, but there's the tree is huge. The branches
Right.
and the opportunities are limitless, right?
Yes.
So you have to
Yes.
think that way. And so one of the reasons why I love you, I love your business, is because you took it upon yourself to say, I am going to help Black businesses get
Mm-hmm.
out of their way. I'm
Yeah.
going to help them
Yeah.
to open the doors to opportunity. I'm going to take
Yes.
them from Black and local to Black and global. There's
Yes.
opportunity, there's money. The government is giving it to everybody else, but
That's
it's
right.
available to us.
It is. And here's the other key. I'm not going to fish. I'm going to teach you how to fish. Because to me, the mission is much bigger than I can do as an individual. And that's why I started the network, because I want to show you a system that we put together. And that's all we did, was we put together a system of Black professionals that can help you. And so we have lawyers, accountants, CPAs, bookkeepers, we have global professionals, export compliance specialists, all Black. All Black. When I asked Jay-Z's team when they were doing different projects in the world, I said, did you know that there are Black tax professionals, because they needed someone like me in order to do some different projects or issues they're having. I said, did you know people like me existed? They said no. They said no. We never even knew Black people operated in this arena. But because I know Black people who operate in the arena. So I have asked them to help in the network so that you can see people who look like us. And so it's really important for us to understand that, when, like that example that you just gave. Now, when you said the shipping fleet, you know what my mind went to? I want to own the rights for the docking.
Mm.
I want to own the docking rights. That's what I want to do. I want to go and buy the whole front line of where the boats come in and they're docked and they offshore. That's what I want to own. I want to own a piece of that. You see? So yeah. And then the other piece is like affordable housing. Oh my goodness. If you think affordable housing is necessary here, it is insane. And what does that mean? If you go, the US government will loan a foreign developer money to buy from you to build out an apartment building or to build houses. Now, the SBA will loan up to $5 million on projects. So, and the other thing that we have to look at is that when so many people, because I always teach this point, like when you see other companies or people from other countries here in America, and you say, oh, the Chinese have set up, oh, the Koreans have set up, oh, the Nigerians, the Jamaicans, and they have businesses, and we're here and we don't have businesses. That's ain't no coinky dink.
Mm-hmm.
That's because their governments, the same way the US government will help you, their governments help them to come and set up. That is the export strategy. There are 170 countries in the world that do exactly what I'm saying for their businesses. The thing is that in the US, it's large corporations that take advantage of it. The small companies have not. And under the Biden administration, they put a lot of money behind small businesses starting to export like that. So when I tell you that have you ever gone to most Chinese operations and you seen non-Chinese people working there?
Mm-mm.
That would be a no. Because under the treaty, you can not only get the contract in the foreign country, you bring your people over from the foreign country, you buy products and services from China. This is why they will give you money to go and set up in other places in the world. America will do the same thing. You go open up a shop that is in Lithuania or Romania or Ghana. You go open up a shop over there. They will land the plane for you. Listen to this. We just had a meeting with the Bahamas. I told you I get
I
excited.
know, tell it.
They have a renewable energy goal for 2030. So we're meeting with the Bahamian Chamber of Commerce. We're saying, bringing our companies that do renewable energy. And when I say renewable energy, if you coach renewable energy to installation of renewable energy, marketing of anywhere in between. So, we're talking with them and our company saying, listen, we want our businesses to go there and take advantage of doing projects in renewable energy. Their government has given out grant monies for their businesses to buy solar panels, but they don't have the solar panel companies to come in and put in the solar panels. Do you know the Bahama Chamber of Commerce brought to our meetings? Now, I'm from Oakfield, Georgia. It's a little town, about 200 people, and 90% of them is my cousins. But I'm sitting in this meeting, and so all of our members are on, and they bring on the head of the regulatory commission for the entire country of the Bahamas. So that's who they brought to the meeting. And they said, listen, Melissa, so he sat up and he started talking to us about, we need help. We're looking for businesses to do these renewable energy projects. This is where you go on to fill out the paperwork. If you put Black and Global in there as a referral, we know you're coming under the Black and Global network, business network. If you create 2 jobs here, we'll make it very easy for you to come in and land. We'll give you this, we'll give you that to come and do business in the Bahamas. This is what, Dr. Lene, what I'm telling you. I don't know how to get this word out. That's why I reached out to you, really, because I really need help with getting this word out to as many people as possible.
And let's be clear on what the word is. Let's be clear on what the word is. The word is, everybody on earth wants to do business with you Black people.
Yes.
The word is, international business is for Black people. The word is, Black entrepreneurs take your products, goods, and services outside of America. That's the word. We just want to make sure that we're crystal clear on what the word is. Go from Black and local to Black and global. That's the word.
Okay. Yes. And join us for the challenge starting on Monday.
Join us for the challenge starting on Monday. You can see the QR code there. Okay, the QR code is right there. So go ahead and join. You can scan it, or you can go to the URL www.blackandglobal.org. And I'm going to throw it back up on the screen just for those of you that need to read it yourself, right there, blackandglobal.org. I cannot beg you enough, like literally beg you, if you are a Black-owned business, you are not international, you are doing yourself and your business a disservice.
So much.
After I talked to Melissa, I was like, every Black-owned business needs to know about you and what you do, because we miss so many opportunities locally.
We do.
And a lot of that is because, we Black. But literally going from Black and local to Black and global is the plug because you're Black.
Yes, it is. And the thing is, listen, for me, I walk with a certain mindset for serving our people. I'm cut from the cloth for that. Like when you will hear narrative in business to promote women, for example. And when they say underserved or diverse, they'll talk about women or Black women. So we were in Europe last year and we were having this conversation. We were meeting at all these different places with different businesses. And the U.S. government delegation that was on the trip was saying to the different people, promoting women. And I said, wait a minute. See, I told you this is my mindset. I said, listen, in our community, we're not going to be divorced from our men. We're not going to be separated from our men. We're not going to do that. We are going to focus on Black men and Black women and promoting our community as a whole. That's a narrative that you're promoting, listen at my words, for white women. That's not our narrative, and it won't be our mission. Our mission will be solely focused on the rise and success of Black-owned businesses as a community, and we will not be left out, and we will not be left behind. I'm not asking anybody for anything. I said we pay our taxes. I'm a tax lawyer, fortunately, and I know how the dollars roll.
Come on now.
And if we pay our taxes, we want the same level of service. Oh, I've gone to the Secretary of Commerce. I've gone to Secretary of Labor. Let me tell you, the Secretary of Labor, do you know that the Department of Labor will help you hire people?
No, I did not know that.
They'll help you hire people. They'll hold job fairs for you, cost you absolutely zero. You understand me? We help our businesses create at least 5 jobs. So the secretary at the Department of Labor, that's in my mind, that's how I work. I want to go straight to the top, that because that's how we're going to get what we need. So the Secretary of Labor had a meeting on the state of Black businesses because in our community, according to their research, we have the least number of employees, and we are best positioned to increase unemployment in our community because we have the highest unemployment of any of the underserved communities. So he had a meeting of Black businesses from around the country. 100 Black-owned businesses were selected. Now, I told you I just turned 2 years old at Black and Global in April. I am a toddler and a chicken entrepreneur, except when you try to come up against my people, then I'm ready to fight. So he invited we were one of the 100 companies that was invited to meet with the Secretary of Labor to talk about what we need. And I was very clear and very transparent about the level of support that we need in order to create jobs. And I said, we're not asking somebody to create jobs for us. We're creating our own jobs. We can employ our own people as talented as we are. Are you kidding me? What we don't have is the system and the resources. And we don't know all these resources that you have here in the Department of Labor to help our businesses create jobs in our community. So they asked, would we take on sharing the message about accessing the resources in every major city, not just state, every major city. So we formed a partnership with the Department of Labor to say, look, this program, because registered apprenticeship, listen at what these people are doing. This is what just makes me want to pull my hair out from under my headpiece. They are pushing people away from 4-year degrees. They are pushing people away.
That's a whole nother conversation right there, because we can have an education talk. We can't today, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Oh, let me tell you. And so for us creating jobs, they are pushing people towards registered apprenticeship. So this is what we're talking about in this meeting. And I'm saying, look, our people have invested all of this money in this college education, and now you want to move the needle. But see, in Black and Global, we teach you how to create at least 5 jobs. And so by creating 5 jobs for somebody else, you secure your own future. That's what we teach you how to do. So that and use the resources from the government to help you do that. Don't try to do it by yourself. Your tax dollars is already paying somebody to do that. So at our challenge, Dr. Lene, these are the things that I'm going to be passionately I'm gonna calm down. I'm trying to be calm. I'm gonna be calm during the challenge. I'm gonna be calm so I can get the information across clearly and distill it and calm my spirit. So, but these are the many things we want to share with our community that is a reason that you should focus. And even if you're unsure, we start with what we call soft markets. Canada, Mexico, take advantage of the treaty here. Canada's market is very similar to the U.S. So if you're unsure, you can start small because we teach long-term strategies and we teach you how to fish. We teach you, you go out, you access all of this. Oh my God, the government has an e-commerce lab that for
all the stuff we don't know. You gonna tell the people everything they don't know.
Oh yeah, you're right.
From Black and Local to Black and Global. So what you want to do is scan the QR code up here or go to the URL down there. I'm going to put it back on the screen for those of you that like to see it visually. Again, this is the Black Business Gym podcast. I am Dr. Lene Javette. I have been away from the front of my business for a little while, but I am back. So you will start seeing me more regularly. The podcast used to be called Live Life Mogul, but then it died down for a little bit. So I'm back, and I had to, bring the podcast back on brand. And since the new brand is the Diamond Collective, I felt like Black Business Gyms was on point. So you can come. We're going to drop Black Business Gyms, and we're going to bring Black Business Gyms to you. And today, Mrs. Melissa Muhammad has been dropping gems. Her business is a gym. What she does for Black business owners is a gym. And then she was dropping them gems on you. Okay. So all the gems have been delivered today, but it doesn't have to stop here. Okay. You can literally let your business shine bright like a diamond internationally if you show up for the 5-day Global Export Readiness Challenge, where she's going to show you how to take your business from Black and local to Black and global. Now, let me say this. If you're watching this on the replay, if you're catching this late, or if you're listening to the podcast and it's like months later, she's going to be around. She's going to be around. So still go to the website, get in on the next challenge. Like, don't listen to this later and be like, oh, I missed it. You didn't miss it. The bus didn't stop. The international market doesn't stop. This is our first 5-day challenge. We're going to be doing multiple 5-day challenges, master classes, workshops. We want to make sure that your business grows, scales, reaches the masses. And the only way to do that is to go from being a Black and local business to being a Black and global business. So you want to know, work with, partner, show up at and for this 5-day challenge and or the Black and Global Business Network. You can go to their website, join their email list. You can join her Facebook group. Get connected with this gym, because as the United States market changes, as the recession gets in, as we get deeper into the recession, you're going to want this international market to lift you up, to balance you out, to bring you some money.
That's right.
Let me see a couple more. Let's see. This is excellent because our Black youth have to have a global mindset. Absolutely. That was good. Let's see. Okay. Melissa, can you tell people where they can find you? What's your social media?
So our social media is, go to the website. I told y'all I've been buried in other countries.
I'm gonna work with you.
Okay, you're gonna have to work with me.
We're gonna work on that in our next conversation. Everything needs to be one thing.
Okay, you can go to the website, which is blackandglobalbusinessnetwork.com. You can also go to our Facebook group, which is Black and Global Business Network. You can find us on Instagram. I do know, at Black and Global
underscore.
Black and Global underscore. Yes. You're right about that.
Like, I know.
For that. Yeah, you do. And you're going to help me. You're going to help me become a better business person and conduit for getting the message out to our people. I appreciate you.
Man, I love Lene. You're doing the hard work, Melissa. You are doing the hard work. I just want to use my voice, my audience, my platform to help you do the work. Anything that has to do with making Black-owned businesses better, I am on board. Sign me up twice on Tuesday. You can use and have anything that I have. You can use my email list, my Facebook group, my whatever, if it's going to help Black people do better business. Like, that's what I'm all about. I'm about economic empowerment. I'm about Black wealth, and I'm about helping Black-owned businesses to operate at a high level. And if America is not going to give us what we need and treat us right, and we need to go international, then that's what we have to do. So anything that I can do to help you, your mission, your agenda, and what you're doing for Black people and Black entrepreneurs, I'm here to help.
Awesome.
Okay. I thank you so much for being here, being my first guest back on my podcast, the Black Business Gems podcast. I don't exactly know what my schedule will be. I know I'm gonna be doing weekly podcasts. This is my first one. Today is what, Thursday. So every week I'll have a new podcast. I will do them live like this. That way you guys can engage with the audience, with the guest, ask your questions if you have any. So it will still be in this format, but I don't know exactly what days and what time yet. And as soon as I do, I will let you know. Until then, be blessed, stay Black, and put Black first. See you guys later. Bye bye. Oh, thank you, Melissa, for being here.
Thank you, and thank you for letting me be the
Not a
first. Thank you, everybody.
All right, you stay on. I'll see everybody else later.